something that I would recommend for people that are coming here, the new freshmen, well, there are the generics, for example, study hard, time management. If you need help, seek help, especially with classes. There are office hours, there is MASH. All these academic resources are there for you, so don't be afraid of go there and ask. Also, ask questions in lecture. Like, no one's going to make fun of you because you ask questions, actually. Those who ask questions are definitely those who do better in the class because they are learning more. But I think what was mostly important for me is do extra work after class, not regarding the class, but try to learn new technologies by your own. Try to implement stuff, play around with tech. For example, AI is coming out now. Try to make a website using AI. Try to learn how to make a website and stuff like that that is extra. This will definitely shine on your curriculum, and employers will be like, oh, he took like all the college classes, but he also did like this extra projects that look very good.
Follow your own path. Especially in computer science, there's a very broad spectrum of things that you could do, and everyone does a different path with different concentrations, so find the one that fits you and follow that one. To find the right path for you, I would recommend talking to your faculty about the research that they do, see if it's something that interests you, as well as just looking at the catalog to see what courses are offered, see which ones speak to you, and go take it.
My advice to the new students is to take every opportunity you can, even if it makes you nervous.
College can be both a really great and really challenging experience. And it's one of those things where, yes, you are here to learn both academically and just in general in terms of dealing with real world things. And it's important to be able to find a way of balancing schoolwork, especially with the 7-week term. I find it often helpful to try to find some sort of pattern or some sort of schedule that you can stick to try to get through the term, that everyone finds a different approach that works best for them. But finding something that works for you is definitely a critical first step. Then also recognizing the fact that you are at an institution that gives a lot of opportunities and a lot of resources. It might take effort to try to find out what those are, but it's often valuable to try to push yourself to be able to take advantage of that while you're here and then just have a great experience. At the same time, it's also worthwhile to recognize that it's okay to be able to step back and take a term easier or to take a break or to ask for help. That's all okay and part of the experience, and it's just a matter of finding what is best for you and how can you maximize this both academically but also in terms of enjoying your time here.
Yeah, so I've got a couple pieces of advice. I think firstly, the thing that was told to me as a freshman, and I don't know if they're still telling this to freshmen, is go to class, do the work, ask for help. And I think that they tell students that mostly so that they'll go ask for help. You're not here alone. You're going to learn a lot more from the professors, just going to office hours and going to other students, going to other course staff. Than you are just plowing through it alone. But that does also require you to try it a bit on your own first. That is an amazing skill that you really need to learn in college, is to be able to do it on your own a bit first, Google it a bit, even if you find out absolutely nothing in the course of it, if you're just, going through whatever you're trying to code, pressing buttons and not knowing what you're doing. If you're pressing buttons, you're still learning what those buttons do, even if it's not the thing you wanted them to do. So you still got to go through and try things a lot of the time. And you can't really start trying to do the work unless you've gone to class. They're in go to class, do the work, ask for help. It's in that order, for a reason. And I think honestly, even if you find that, a class is boring and it's just not clicking with you, go to the class anyway, because you're still going to learn more things sitting in class and not paying attention than you are not going to the class at all. You're going to pick up some stuff, even if it's just background noise. You're going to pick up a bit of knowledge that's going to help you when you go try to sit down and learn it in your own way that works better for you later. And then the other piece of advice I'd give is that, and I think this is both for WPI and just for kind of being an adult in general, is that sometimes you have to learn when and what needs to be dropped. As adults, you're always juggling a billion things, a billion different balls of work and school and interpersonal things, and just generally taking care of yourself. And some of those balls are plastic and some of them are glass. And you have to sometimes decide that this is a plastic ball that I can drop so I can take care of this other thing. Sometimes it's, I need to do this assignment instead of this one, because this one I need to pass the class, and this one I'll just get a B. You know, it's no hardship if you get B's or C's. That's another piece of advice. And sometimes it's even, I can't do any of my assignments because I'm sick or because I just need to take care of myself. You need to be able to, you know, decide what needs to be dropped so you can prioritize the things that are more important to you. If that's your own physical health, if that's other classes, if that's hanging out with friends sometimes. And professors are usually pretty good about this. I've found that most professors, even if you're just like, hey, I need a couple more days on this assignment, a lot of them will be willing to work with you so that they can get something out of you instead of nothing.
I would say I have two pieces of advice. The first one, socially, you know, especially when you get here in freshman year, I got very lucky. I was in the room. I was placed in a room with two of my closest friends who I'm still living with now, and then a third guy we became friends with who we put his mattress on our floor and he slept with us the whole year. You can do that. They won't stop you. But, you know, you might not get that lucky all the time, and that's fine. You still, if you just put yourself out there, like you might have interests, there might be clubs that align with it, or there might be things that you've never tried before. Freshman year is the year to try things, and then even if you don't find people or if you don't find something you like, keep putting yourself out there. There's a lot of clubs, there's a lot of events, and there's just a lot of things going around on campus, and you'll always be able to find new people, and it's just a great experience to make new relationships. And then the second piece of advice, I'd say academically, pay attention to what professors are for what classes. As you go to classes, make note of what professors you like or you work well with, which ones maybe you don't. Ask upperclassmen, you know, what professors are known for, if there are some that people really like, if there are some that people usually don't like, if they give a lot of work or if they're easy on grading. Just find the professor that works well for you, because in high school, teachers obviously can be a big role in a class, but it definitely feels more like it's standardized. I feel like in college, one thing no one ever told me is the professor 100% makes or breaks the class in terms of how hard it is, stress, how much you learn, and just how enjoyable it is.
Some things I wish I knew when I came in was professors don't bite, go to their office hours. Really helpful, and you get great advice, and then also an insight on how they want you to do the projects. And another thing is you really should try to learn the tools you're using, such as version control or your text editor. Learning those early on and mastering them can really save you a lot of time in the long run.